So while taking some time to be on the Keyforge Reddit, there was a review that was posted by, I believe it's Shut Up and Sit Down. Really great YouTubers and probably my favorite Keyforge review ever. It's actually really good. I'll probably link that one in the description because it is a really good review. It explains the game pretty well. They only made one mistake, saying that there were 6 houses when there's 7, and they give a very basic explanation on how to play the game and like tokens and things like that. Fantastic review. And one of the points in the video that one of the guys, part of the group, made was that the art in Keyforge, which looks a lot like this, like you haven't seen a Keyforge deck before, is very childish and cartoonish. That's not actually the point that he was trying to make. That's just kind of how I like interpret it. But how it doesn't look a lot like a magic card, where a magic card in a sense tells like a story and it's very dark. It feels more of like if it was a photo from the world that magic takes place in. And that is something you don't really see too much in Keyforge, but I'm actually going to explain why that's actually okay. So there is no secret that Keyforge is much more of a casual game than a lot of its older brothers and whatnot, right? By older brothers, I'm just most talking about Magic. That's probably about it. It's older brother Magic. That Keyforge is definitely the childish little brother. Yes, I mean it is, but we're not gonna sit here and just sugarcoat it. But with Keyforge being as easy to play and to get into, but don't let that ease really fool you. There's a lot of depth in Keyforge. Like don't get it twisted now. Like don't. There's a lot of depth in Keyforge still, but that's a whole nother video. We're just going to be talking about more about its artwork and why I think they actually chose to go with the more, I guess, cartoony or childish style, as people say it. I personally think of it as I call it the casual look. I feel like Keyforge is very approachable. Actually, let me show you one of my favorite cards of all time. And it's not even particularly like a super amazing card. This card is just my favorite, and I'm going to show you the Maverick version I have too. Dust Pixie. Dust Pixie doesn't give a. I'm not going to curse on my YouTube videos. I think I'm going to be a good noodle for this one. Dust Pixie doesn't care. Maverick and Dust Pixie, love it, by the way. But Dust Pixie really just doesn't care as a card. He's so colorful and animated. He's having a great time. He's kicking back, and there's not really too much to it compared to something a little bit darker like this. I wish I grabbed some more Magic cards before I started filming, but too late now. That it's definitely a much more approachable game that you can get your younger sibling into. Hell, you can get your dad into it. You can get really anybody into it, because when they see the cards, like, oh, barbarians, oh, angels, oh, strange looking beasts and creatures, and it's very simple to tell what they are and like what were they going for in this card. Or when they read a card name, it's like, and they look at the card, it's like, oh, I get it. It's so simple. It's just for you to understand from name and context what the card does. Picture, very basic, and that's really super okay for Keyforge, just because it's meant to be almost like in everyone's game, kind of. It's not so much for the hardcore scene. For deck builders and net deckers and such, etc. It's not really for them. People trying to play super competitively. It's only something you can play in your house with a spouse. You can play with your siblings. You can definitely get a group going, and everyone's playing together now. Hell, like it's that damn good. I have just about everyone in my house playing, except for my parents, of course. But soon, mom and dad. But soon. And I mean, I got my girlfriend into it because when she sees it, it's approachable. It's cute. These cards are simple to look at. They're not as cute as Pokemon cards, but god damn it, Dust Pixie's absolutely adorable. He's so kawaii. Let me never do that again today. I feel that's what's drawing more people towards Keyforge. Now, Keyforge is a game that I've avidly been preaching the gospel for, and letting everyone know how amazing and great it is, and how it's like crack. It's not like crack, but like it's really good, and I'm pretty much hooked and addicted. I'm playing every single day on Crucible Online and in person with my younger brother at this horrible table we have set up. Jesus Christ, you're not going to see that. And it's absolutely fun. And I feel like the way I'm able to get my siblings into it is because of how approachable it looks. Keyforge has an approachable art style, and I know a lot of people are probably going to push it off as not being a good game off rip just based on its artwork alone. Because I know Fortnite and Diablo 3, and I'm going to be naming a lot of Blizzard games you haven't noticed, who's definitely trying to go for a much broader market than they did back in the day. And Hearthstone being a prime example. This game does look a little Hearthstone-esque. It does in some of its cards. I'm trying to find something that's a little goofy. Like, look at this fucker. This looks like a card from Hearthstone. Like, this could totally pass as a goblin, easy. As one of the goblin cards. And that's not a bad thing, because at least when you see that, at least you know it's a goblin, which is completely awesome. I think, in my personal opinion, being able to see a card, identify with it quickly, know what the hell it is, kind of get an idea what kind of world we're dealing with. Obviously, it's fantasy, and just being happy with that and knowing it's Keyforge is very simple. The gameplay is very simple. They put the rules on a card, which I actually have right here, because, you know, no manuals in the freaking game box, but whatever. That it could just be like played in these turns. And granted, there's a lot more advanced stuff, but when you're just playing the basics and just teaching someone the basics, it's very simple when there's easy names, easy pictures, and very easy rules to follow. And that's just kind of my argument on people saying maybe that Keyforge looks too childish, or, you know, it's too kiddish and things like that. That no, there's a hell of a lot of depth. They're just trying to get as much people as possible in the card game market by bringing all of these people together who can recognize demons, who can recognize giant orcs. Well, there's not really any orcs. They're barbarians. They're straight up. Rob and I are straight up barbarians. And Martians and things like that. Just something that's easy to see and relate to. And I think that for Keyforge, I've probably said 1,000 times in this video, it's absolutely perfectly okay. And that's my argument for that. I'm going to play this video for every time I have to answer that question. I am thinking outside the box. That's actually a really good idea. I should make more of these.